If you've landed on this video, then it's your lucky day because I'm going to show you exactly how you can go about making £1,000 online in the next 30 days. And that's a minimum, by the way. If you actually do everything right, then you could make a lot more money than this. I want you to know that this isn't luck. This is a formula that if you follow to the letter, you'll not only create a business for yourself that's enjoyable, but one that also has the potential to replace your 9-to-5 and help you fire that boss that you hate. All of this can be done with zero experience, without being an expert, having testimonials, skills, or even if you have no idea what you want to do right now. You don't need a business acumen, you don't need marketing degrees, finance knowledge, or any of that. So if you're with me, I'll show you exactly how you can go about making £1,000 in the next 30 days and leaving you with a growing business that you'll love. This video is going to be quite raw, as I want you to see that I'm building this business with you from scratch. We're going to do this together because I want to get rid of people who are not serious about this. What I'm about to show you is the pathway that I've taken to grow a business that last month made more money than I made in half a year at a full-time job. This business is better than dropshipping, it's better than SMMA, it's better than trading, it's better than copywriting, it's better than blogging, SEO, or that's a pretty messed up space right now, but we won't get into that. And it's certainly better than all of that MRR rubbish that you're seeing all over Insta and TikTok right now, which is just a glorified pyramid scheme. It's better than all of that. Why? Because you are the business. That's a power that nobody else can have. Nobody can be you. And I'll show you how to extract that from within yourself and turn it into a money maker. If you want to change your life, you'll find a way. I'm literally going to show you that way right now. But if you don't, you're going to find an excuse. And you can hop off and find another flashy AI edited video to help you have those little hits of dopamine, and you can stay right where you are. So look, if you can't focus enough to change your trajectory and build a business that works, then just click off right now. Save me, and most importantly, yourself the time. I'm not here to hold your hands. I'm here to give you the keys. And from there, it's about you delivering on that for yourself, for your family, and the life that you once dreamt of living. So let's jump on in, shall we? I'm going to hop on over to my computer here and let's get cracking. All right, cool. Let's jump into this, shall we? Hopped on over into the computer. I want to start with showing you some examples of my team and my students here. And this is my first student, Zane. Now, Zane actually joined me when he had no experience. He didn't really know anything about digital marketing at all. Interestingly, he had an eye for it, though, as we got into it. And a lot of people find that out. Now, he actually launched in the men's fashion space. We had a little chat here. You can see the chat. I think the potential for his niche is absolutely insane. He did £1,224 in the first week of being live. He did £634 last week. He's going up and up and up. Now, he interestingly launched a low ticket digital product teaching people how to dress properly in a suit. So like you've got a blue suit on, for example, and then he wanted to say, you know, how do you match the socks? How do you match the pocket scarf? How do you match the tie? If I'm wearing a dinner suit, what kind of bow ties shall I have? Do I change the color? What does it look like if it's classic? What does it look like if it's a little bit more, you know, out there? And so it was just a guide which shows men how to do that, because we do all struggle with this, like color coordination. And he's done so well. He's actually now, he messaged me to say he's quit his job. And he is really good at this men's fashion suit thing because he actually works in a really luxury restaurant in Mayfair in London, and his job actually pay him to wear suits, so he has to get a new suit as part of his job every month. It's a super swanky place. He was earning about £19 an hour in there, and then when we did a time evaluation on him, he was earning £42 an hour. He's now gone full time on it because he knows that if he puts even more time into this, he's going to 5x this in the next 4 to 6 weeks. £634 a week is no joke. That's really good money from a business that he was spending 60 to 90 minutes a day on, depending on when he had the most amount of time outside of his job, which he's running now. So he realized the power of this quite early and he went for it, and he's doing super well. Now, Daniel Green is a second student of mine. He was working for a tech startup in marketing. Now, he did have the eye for this. He was already making content a little bit as well for his work. He was more in the ads side of space, but he was still making some ads. So he did have a good kind of grasp on content, which does help. And it will help him absolutely move a lot quicker. And he launched in the digital marketing space, giving tips on people how to start an Instagram channel, how to start a TikTok channel, a Pinterest channel as well, and how to combine the two and sell loads of things on affiliate marketing. Super cool, but he's absolutely smashed it. He's gone from 0 to 5K in just over 12 weeks. and it's absolutely possible too. And this was with a low ticket digital product of 47 quid. So I just did a check-in with him the other day, and I just couldn't believe it. 5K, he reckons he's going to do 7 next month. He's actually still at his job as well. So this is the beauty of this. He's spending the 60 to 90 minutes a day, which you can with this formula. And this is why it's so great. And he's got no plans to leave. He's actually going a step further with it. He's going to launch a second channel to test out some faceless channels. And he's going to do this with his partner. So they're both going to share the workload. So obviously he's been telling his partner what's going on. And he's just gone, partner's just like, how do I do this? Right? Get me involved. And so this is all from one product. So he could actually launch more products to help his now growing audience. And he will absolutely print, which is amazing. Now, student 3, Olivia, I got some screenshots from her. They're all digital product sales from her over the past few days. She started with 402, she's done 554, and then she's up to 808. So she's a stay-at-home mum. She doesn't actually want to go back into the workspace, and she's launched in the parenting space, kind of showing the journey of what it took. She's actually got 2 young kids, of what it took to grow up her kids. One of her kids has neurodivergent, and she is basically showcasing in her digital product, which is £37, everything you'll need when you come home as a mum and a dad. What do you need? Now, that £37 is actually turning into a lot more money because she's got affiliate links inside of her product. Now, affiliate links, really simply, if she suggests a buggy from a website and has an affiliate partnership with that brand, it's super easy to set up. There's loads of marketplaces for them. They click that link. If they make that purchase, she gets a commission for that product. So that £37 can sometimes turn into 90, 100, £150 product per person if they buy all the things that she recommends. She reached £1,000 in 5 weeks, just over the 30 days. It took her a little bit longer to get going because she'd never done content before. And she actually run loads of content and didn't launch her product for a little while as well. So it's crazy, her growth. She's now on track for a 2.8K month. This has absolutely enormous potential. Right. So some of my recent results, I wanted to show you this because I really went hard on this from January. This is when I launched my first digital product for Up the Gains. My brand is a personal finance education platform. I built a whole website, podcast, and now I'm growing a YouTube channel out. And then in January, I went hard on digital products. So I put my foot in the game. I was like, right, let's go for it. And a couple of weeks ago, I had a $6,500 day. So it's just mad what's going on right now. This is what a typical week looks like for me. So £1,159, £292, £581, £144, 292, 266, 297. This is just a day. And you can see why it fluctuates. And I'll tell you why, because this is perhaps where I've put out a video that's done really well. And these videos are so easy that I'm creating. I'll get onto that in a bit for you guys. They are literally done in 60 to 90 minutes a day. That's a max that I'm spending. That's what it's non-negotiable for me. I spend 60 to 90 minutes a day on my content, and then I'll move on to other aspects of the business as well, because there are lots of other aspects of the business. And when I took this seriously, I realized that the opportunity, I've been trying to grow on Instagram for a while, and because I had such a big business, I wasn't putting my sole focus into this. And I tried so many different things and I couldn't seem to get it right. And then at the end of November, early December, I was like, right, something's got to change. So I went back to basics. I wrote this whole new strategy. It took me about a month. And then on January the 6th, I had 5,600 and something followers. And then by the beginning of March, I'd hit 110K followers. I'm now up to 120K as of today. But the growth has been absolutely insane. And this was all from creating really simple content. And we'll get onto that in a second. So I want to break this down and show you how simple it can be for you guys to actually get to the £1,000 a month. A £17 product, which we've all bought, right? Impulse purchase. When you've been there in the shop, you've looked at something, or you've been online and someone's convinced you of something. It's an impulse purchase, right? 17 quid. You kind of just pay that. And low ticket for digital products kind of goes up to about 100, just under 200 quid, basically. So that's kind of what I would say is an impulse purchase. Now, one product at £17 2 sales a day is your £1,000 right there. And that's actually so easy to do. Once you have got your content game going, which we'll get onto later in this video, that should be like your base absolute minimum. 2 sales a day should be a really bad day. Should be a bad day. Okay, so 4 sales a day ends up £2,000 a month. 10 sales a day is £5,000 a month. That's life-changing money for a simple product at £17. And these things are so simple to create. I'll get onto this shortly. Now, one product at £37, so let's up the stakes a little bit here. Again, still like panning over the money, right? We spend more than that when we go out for a night out. We don't even think about that. So it's no different when it comes to a product. We all just pay the £37. New dress, 37 quid, pay it, wear it once, put it back in the cupboard, right? We've all done that. I don't wear dresses, but you get what I mean. So 2 sales a day with £37 is £2,220. That's mad, right? And 10 sales a day is 11 grand, like 11 grand. That's like 130K a year, 132K a year. That's more money than most of us will ever learn in life. That puts you in like the top 2 or 3% in the country, in the UK. And in dollars, if you're listening to this from around the world, then, you know, we're looking at like $180,000, possibly even slightly more on the exchange rate. So that's life-changing money for anyone in this that's listening to this video right now. It's absolutely insane when you break it down like that. And it's doable, right? So the beauty of this is not an MRR type business. I know I've said that earlier in this, but I just want to say that if you're looking at that, what you're doing is you're buying a course that somebody else has created that you are now selling back to the original you that you've bought. So it's just a pyramid scheme. The more people that buy those MRR courses are literally going to find that there's going to be less people to sell to because there's just too many other people in the space. What we need to do is create something around where you are the business. You. Nobody else can mess with that. Nobody else can come close to that. And a beautiful way of doing this is a Japanese exercise called Ikigai. It's called actually Ikigai, as you see there. Now, what you do is you put the 4 circles together to find your Ikigai in the middle, Ikigai. And essentially, that's where this is your purpose for life. This is what you are put here to do on this planet. You are put here to do. And it's what you love, what you are great at, what the world needs, and what you are paid for. And when they interconnect, that's your Ikigai. And you do this it's actually quite simple to do and quite simple to extract from yourself. Now, we do go a little bit deeper than this as well, but I'm going to show you how to do this right now, here today, so you can walk away with your purpose and hopefully a good business idea that you can put into practice. So step number 1, you list everything you love. That literally is everything you love. This should be like what it feels like when you used to play Xbox as a kid, when you were like doing Super Mario, just loving life, like Super Mario Kart, like with your mates, like you are in. What do you watch loads of YouTube videos on? What do you get geeky on that you don't tell anyone about, perhaps? Or that you tell everyone about? Or what is something that you do with friends or family that you just absolutely love to bits, like absolutely love? Then list everything that you're great at as step number 2. Now, this is your skills. Everything you're good at. From the age of 5 to now, what are you good at doing? There is going to be lots and lots of things there. And then when you're step 3, you look for patterns and roles for these things to come together. So where are there little patterns between what you're good at and what you love doing? What are the roles perhaps as well? Because, you know, you can do this. It doesn't have to be for your business. You can do this for your working life too, where you want to end up, right? So look for roles within that area, look for people, look for trends, look for patterns, and find things in there. And then step number 4, you need to look for the opportunity. Step number 5, you look for the money. And then you want to look at where they all connect. This is your purpose. So this isn't something you can bosh out in a couple of hours. It takes, a good day or so to really deeply think about this. Go for a walk, sit with it in the bath, sleep on it, most importantly, and start looking for areas within the spaces that you love, excuse me, and patterns where you can bring this all together. This is your purpose. Okay. So here's some of the usual suspects that I usually get when we do this. So I don't have any ideas. Use Ikigai to help you do that. Spend time in these certain areas and spaces. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And this is where you want to try and go into the research and the validation, which is really the step 3 and step 4 of Ikigai. If you say that I don't have any skills, I get this a lot. I get this all the time. I don't have any skills. You do have skills, no matter how simple that they are. And that could be like day-to-day operational things that you do around the house, for example. Everyone has got skills. And if you feel like you don't have any skills in the space that you love, then this is where you start to upskill yourself. And I will show you how and why that's important in a small moment as well. So I don't have the time. Well, we've discussed that. 60 to 90 minutes a day is what you should be spending on this business. Everyone has 60 to 90 minutes. You all have it. If you're tired, so be it. If you want to build this, you're going to have to put the time in. It's really that simple. Okay. So if that means you're going to have to get up an hour early every morning, then that's what you're going to have to do. If you do it when the kids go to bed and you're tired a little bit, but you believe in this is your Ikigai. This is your purpose. You can't mess with your purpose, guys. You cannot mess with that, right? You don't need any followers. I don't have any followers. You don't need them. If you do have them, great, because this will help, speed this up even further. But you can start with 0 followers today. And the reason being is because Instagram and TikTok, when you're new, if you come out the gate with good content, they actually they don't know who to show it to. So they show it to a lot of people, and you can pick up traction in certain niches and in all niches extremely, extremely quickly. Now, I don't want to show my face is a really important one to discuss, because I get it. If you're in the workplace, like Daniel Green, he's in the workplace. He may have not wanted to show his face. He actually does, because his work is cool with it. But a lot of workplaces won't be. And I totally get that. And there are thousands and thousands of faceless channels out there absolutely smashing it. A lot of the content I record, if you hop on over to Up the Game's Money after this, you'll see that I do over the shoulder, where basically you just see that it's a human being. You would never know it was me. You see the computer screen, you see me open a laptop, for example, and I overlay some text over the top. And I'm not showing my face. So you can grow a channel like that. What I would always say is that eventually you probably do want to think about showing your face, because people buy from people, but they will happily buy if you solve problems for them in the content as well. So you don't have to have your face on camera for this, especially if you end up going, quitting your 9 to 5 and going full time on this. Think about putting a face to it eventually. But that's just the long game, but you could still just stay faceless the whole way here. And look, time is going to pass you anyway. You can either spend it creating the life that you want, or spending it creating the life that you don't. The choice is yours, guys. The choice is yours. Okay. I'm really wanting to nail in on that. Now, here's what you do. Let's go back to the Ikigai here. So step 3 and 4, here's how you do that. Okay. So we're obviously looking to create content online. This is what we're trying to do. We're looking to YouTube, Instagram, Google Trends, Reddit, TikTok. What kind of content is being created? What problems are the creators trying to solve at the moment within that niche? What are they drilling down to? What products do they have? And most importantly, what don't they have? That's really important, because where are those gaps in the market? And then while you're there, because you might love this, right? But you might decide, I don't actually want to turn this into a business. I don't want to turn my hobby into a business. And that's totally cool. But you're going to like other things too. Now, a lot of great people, they're just very good at something and they just really quite enjoy the process. So that could be running Facebook ads, for example. I'm just, pulling this one out my rear, and that could be their thing, because they really enjoy doing it. It's not something that they absolutely love, but they really enjoy it, and they do it on a day-to-day basis. They're utilizing skills that they've learned in the workplace. They've gone in, they've identified that some of the creators out there are kind of saying the wrong things, or they're not talking about this thing, and I know about this thing. That's a gap in the market, right? So could you see yourself being in this space for 2 to 3 years? That's really, really important, because when the going gets tough, there's, it's not all just going to be like this, like linear growth. You're going to have some weeks where it's up, some weeks where it's down, some weeks where it's a little bit more difficult than others. And that's totally cool. But when that happens, if you've got the ikigai and the mission, you're kind of okay with that. You kind of ride out those waves a lot easier, because if something comes in and hits you hard and you have a really bad week, are you going to give up at that point? If you love it, highly unlikely, right? So that's really, really important. So what we're trying to do here, let's get into this, right? Let's get into the weeds now, peeps. All right. So what we're looking to do is create traffic into an offer which generates sales of our digital products, sales of our thing that we love, that we're creating and that we're showcasing to the world. Without traffic, there is no offer and there is no sales. Now, what do all of these people have in common? I'm sure you know some of them here. Alex Hormozi, Stephen Bartlett, Iman Gadzhi. I don't know if I spelled that right. I think I might have hashed it up. Sorry, Iman, if that's the case. Ali Abdaal, Chris Williamson. They are all going after attention. They all got rich off digital influence businesses. This is what I call this type of business. This is a digital influence business that we're trying to create. Now, I know a couple of people that have Sourdough Baking Tips Instagram account that did 1.2 million quid last year with 60,000 followers. 1.2 million quid. This is hyper niche, but they garnished the attention factor of that niche. They created content around a problem within that space. That's what Alex Hormozi is doing. He's helping people start businesses. He's now jumped onto school. Stephen Bartlett, same thing. Diary of a CEO, helping you understand life, understand business. He's helping with that. Iman Gadzhi, the same as well, developing your own business. Ali Abdaal has the part-time, showing you how to grow a YouTube academy. Chris Williamson doesn't have a digital product other than his podcast, which is a digital product. And his digital product is him delivering hyper value in a 2 to 3 hour. Modern Wisdom is the podcast. It's incredible if you haven't seen it. They are going after digital influence in that space. It doesn't have to be a massive space. This is what I'm trying to say here. Sourdough Baking Tips is tiny. It's tiny, right? But people want to learn how to make sourdough bread at home. It's actually not that easy as well. It's quite difficult to do sourdough. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but so that's why people often go out and search tips for that. And that's why they were able to do 1.2 million pounds with 60,000 followers last year. Super, super, super big community that they have there with 60,000 followers. Yes, I get that. 60,000 is still a lot of followers, but 1.2 million pounds off that 60,000 followers is insane. And that's all they're doing is selling sourdough baking tips. Now, I know another couple that have an interior design account. They have 28k followers and they did 600 grand last year as well. So, and that's in the last 12 months, actually. It's not last year. I don't actually know what the sourdough baking tips have done this year, but I imagine they have put new things. So they started hyper niche sourdough baking tips, and now they're doing more like baking cakes, baking more normal bread. I think they did a croissants thing as well from home, which is also, so they're tackling some really difficult things, which baking is not easy to get right. And so they started super niche, and that allows them to now broaden out and do even more in this space. Now, I know another person who's also selling digital marketing tips, and he's got 12k followers and he just had a 30k month. That's 360 grand a year from 12,000 followers. You don't need much to grow an enormous business. And I'll tell you why. So the algorithm has changed. Where it used to be about having hundreds of thousands of followers before you make any money and getting loads of likes and comments, you can now absolutely smash it with barely anything. And this means right now is the biggest opportunity on the planet for everybody like you and me. And the reason being for this is you can have a small channel where you have under 100 followers, and your third video, the algorithm has changed so much. Your third video could go to 5, 6, 7 million views if it's great content. They are putting content first. It's about the content first. Yes, it does help you get a little bit further when you have more followers, because the way the algorithm works is it shows it to a small section of your followers first. It then moves into a wider section and a wider section and a wider section. And that's how you go viral, essentially. So if you have more followers at first, which are super loyal to you, it can help you move up the chains quite quickly. But if your content isn't that great, it will just stay at, a few thousand views. But if it's awesome, it's going to go hyper viral. And that's how you get, 1, 2, 3 million views on a video. And so this is the power of, and this is why it's amazing right now. And I'm so happy that Instagram and TikTok have done this. Now, I just want to show you this. Here's how it works, right? So here's a really simple video that I created. Okay. So I sat down at a table and that's all I did. I lit a candle and I opened my laptop. And for the rest of the video, I'm just pretending to type away on my laptop. But what happens in the video is I'm voicing over the video and I'm talking through how I would budget a 50K annual salary. Now, that's what we call a hook. There are 2 hooks in this video, and they are a visual hook by me sitting down. Room looks nice light, cool background, cool picture, cool table. Everyone comments on the table. Everyone comments on me lighting candles, says I've got a candle addiction. They are not wrong. And that's your visual hook. You're like, cool, nice room, right? That visually grabs your eye. Hooks are what grabs you into the video. And the secondary hook is the 50K annual salary. Anyone who's in and around that, but equally anyone who's below that also wants to know how you would budget a 50K salary because they're nosy, okay? And they want to find out. Now, this video runs for about 45 seconds long. It is one of my bigger videos, and it just simply breaks down the video. If you watch it, it will go, this is what you get paid, net salary. This is how much you get taxed. This is how much, average rent or mortgage, bills, blah, 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 blah. And it just goes down there like that. It's super easy. I created it on DaVinci, which is a free editing software. This took me about 90 minutes to do, and it's done 2.4 million views. And now what we do is we funnel this into the digital page, right? So I've got a funnel which runs super easy to set up. So we utilize a system called ManyChat to do this. And we use ManyChat. We ask them to comment a certain word about the budget. So that could be comment the word budget, and we'll send you a link to our ultimate financial planner, for example. And this is all it was. A £17 budgeting template from this one video did £3,287. And as you can see here, in the month of February, which is just insane, from one product and from one video. I don't actually sell it in hardly any of the other budgeting videos, but now I'm going to be rolling this out a lot more as we get through the year. Now, this is £316,000 on how to retire on a 40K salary. Now, this video is about 10 seconds long. It's literally was so easy to create. I sit in a chair. So I'm just utilizing, and this was actually a friend's house. So he had a beautiful chair, beautiful bit of candle holder in there. I couldn't resist sitting in it, and it's a stunning house. So I filmed a few little bits of B-roll when I was moving around their house, and how to retire on a 40K salary. So again, salary based. If you were on a 40K salary, that's about the average UK salary, just above the average UK salary. And so everybody's in and around that who is really interested in knowing how can I retire on that? Because wow, could I retire early? Everybody's interested in that. That's the hook there, visual hook and a text-based hook on screen. Super, super simple to create. This video took me about 20 minutes, start to finish. Overlaid the text and then put up some numbers. If you save 10% of your salary, your net salary, and you invested that with return at 8%, here's how much you make. And then interestingly, I was like, if you want to learn more, then view the caption below. And this is where it gets interesting. This is how we funnel them into the digital page. We then give loads of value away in the caption, and we funnel them in with a word, same thing, ManyChat. Comment the word book, and we'll send you our Investing for Beginners ebook. This did £564 in 1 week, which is nuts. This kind of content is so easy to create. It can be done without any experience at all. And all we're doing here is sitting down in a chair. We're putting some text on the screen. We're overlaying some cool audio. I always use hip hop songs. Massive on my 90s hip hop, so I overlay that. Just becomes my thing. People start to resonate with you a little bit more because bangers, and you can be up and running with this kind of channel in just a matter of minutes. Social media costs you nothing. It costs you nothing. The only thing you're giving up is your time here. Yeah. So this shows you the power of this funnel. Now, I want to talk about why digital products in the first place, because I feel like it's really important that we do cover this. The reason being is because this business can be set up and started for pretty much no money at all. Okay, so there is so low setup cost. So I utilize Canva to create the digital products. There are hundreds and thousands of templates on there that are free. There is a pro version. It's like $12.99 a month, which, you know, if you don't make back from your digital products and you're not doing the right thing anyway, the pro version is pretty good. But you can get away with the free version and create super high quality digital products on there utilizing their templates. I have templates for everything, absolutely everything. It's how I run my entire business on Canva, pretty much, right? So super low startup costs. And then when you sell them, this is where it gets really interesting. On a normal business, sorry, my nose gets itchy as I record. I don't know why. It's just one of these things. Lol. So high profit margins are digital products. They are nuts, right? So when you sell a normal product, you have to think about where you're going to store it. Where's it going to go? How we're going to get it to the customer. So delivery and distribution. And then obviously a cut if you're selling it to a wholesaler who could sell it in their own shop, for example. So you'd be lucky to get 30%. Really lucky to get 30%. What you'd be looking at with a digital product is 95, 97% profit margins. Why? Because you make it once and you sell it an infinite amount of times, unlimited scalability, and you can be anywhere in the world. You upload a file, right? You upload a file to a computer, to a dashboard that sells your product for you. There is no big boxes filling up the spare bedroom. It's literally all going to directly from the customer in one transaction. They send them the email, they open the file, they've got what they want. Okay. So it's so easy to do this. And they're so easy to create as well. They are so easy to create. Now you can utilize things like ChatGPT to help you as well with this, help you with structure. I always ask it, you know, what's a good structure for this type of digital product? How would I lay that out? Could you give me an example structure? Could you tell me what I'm missing from this? I use it as my extra 20% on top. Like, what's my cream on top? Helps me make the product a little bit better. I sometimes get it to rewrite certain sections. Could you make this sound a little bit more professional, for example? And it helps you do that. And you can tell it to write in your tone and the way that you write, tell it to write where you're from, what language. It's amazing. So, you know, definitely use ChatGPT to take your products, speed things up as well, because you should be looking out these low ticket products in a maximum of 2 to 3 days. You should have your digital product done. Okay. And the beauty of this is that we're doing this in niches that you are passionate about. We're developing it in spaces that you are passionate about. And that is why I love this business so much, because you cannot do that really in any other space unless you're creating a proper product. So let's talk about how to go viral. Okay. So as we discussed, really simply, you can shoot simple footage with your mobile phone, utilizing basic editing skills. Now, CapCut is amazing, but also the in-app versions of these apps are getting better and better and better and better. So I do some stuff in Instagram alone and some stuff in TikTok alone, and then export it out and remove the watermark. You can do that for free. Okay. CapCut is amazing though. It's all done on your mobile phone, which can get fiddly at times. So I use DaVinci Resolve. It's a free editing software. There is a pro version of it. I don't use the pro version of it because I don't need it. And you can do so much cool stuff on there. And I absolutely love DaVinci because high quality video output for basic editing skills. And then utilize YouTube. There's so many free tutorials on learning CapCut, learning DaVinci Resolve as well. So what you need to do is grab the attention grabbing hook. Remember that from the video that I showed you a second ago. And that is where our attention grabbing hook, visual and text-based hooks do the best. And that's how we want to grab their attention, because you do it, I do it, everybody does it, right? They doom scroll, and then something stops you and makes you watch the video. Usually it's something that you visually go, whoa, that's cool. Or the actual topic of the video hits you right where it hurts, right? Not where it hurts, but you know, emotionally it invokes something from you. And that's where the best type of hooks are. So we want videos that are targeting directly our audience. We don't want to be in the parenting niche and then suddenly be talking about Formula One and how we really enjoyed the Formula One, because none of our audience is going to care on that video, right? We want to be solving problems at scale for our audience. Now, ideally, when you're putting these things together, you want to have at least 4 videos going out a week. Now, as I told you before, some of these videos take you half an hour. Some of them take you a little bit longer if you're going a little bit deeper into a topic or you're trying something out. But the beauty of this is you utilize what's working in the space already. So trying to rewrite the rule book here when you're creating content is the worst thing that you could possibly be doing. You actually just want to take stuff from other creators, which is working really, really well. Now, Frank Sinatra said it, and I truly believe this is correct, is if you take from one person, it's called stealing, right? But if you take from everyone, it's called research. And he's so right. Like, if you're going into all your niches, go and look at all the creators and what they're doing really well in their spaces. What are they absolutely smashing it for? What type of content do they create that just goes hyper viral and then seems to do really, really well and builds their following? Then take those frameworks, then add your own tiny spin on it, because you know that framework works. You know it's going viral. And a simple trick as well to get really good at editing really quickly is go into your niche, take the 3 largest hyper viral videos that you can find and make them from start to finish. Don't put those out. These are never shown to the light of day. But what it does is it shows you what it takes and what type of videos are going viral and how to create a viral video. So you literally recreate it from start to finish, where the text goes, what kind of takes they're doing, are they voicing over? You make the whole video and try and get it as close as possibly can to the original. And that will show you what it takes to create viral videos. And that's how you can go from a kind of a 1 at editing to a 5, 6 at editing in 3, 4 videos, which is a lot quicker, right? Instead of spending 10, 20 videos trying to get these things right. And always build up and tell a story in your content. So you want to try and develop emotions, which we said we want to invoke emotions. So telling a story, creating a bit of intrigue. What happens? We usually want to try and give them some sort of payoff from this, and that everybody wants something all the time, even on the smaller bits of content. And you build trust through your contents and your caption. So your content's good, you get them to read the caption. You build more trust in the caption by giving them more value or making them like you, resonate with you, your journey. And then ideally we send them into high converting sales pages. And if you solve a problem for your audience, sales will come. Sales will come. And that is how we do it, people. That is how we do it. Okay. That's how we come up with an idea. And that's how we get around our issues that we face. It's how we validate and that idea and research and check that we actually want to be in this space. It's why we're building a content machine. The biggest people on the planet are. It's how we do it here with creating really cool, easy, short form videos that go into Instagram. That's our funnel. It's the type of money that we can make. It's why digital products are so cool. And that's how to go viral. Okay, so lastly, here's how I can help you. Here's how I can help you guys. Okay, so I can show you how to find a niche that you actually love and that has a real audience and that will actually make some money for you. I can show you how to research and find trending topics within that space. So looking for your gaps in the market, your point of difference, which is what we go into, and also your point of value. What is your offer going to look like? Where are you different? What makes you unique? So we can show you how to do all of that, how to tell stories in your content, and how to come up with hundreds of content ideas, which are going to go viral. Okay, that's the most important thing. And then how to film, edit, post viral short form content to your platforms. So we're going to show you the entire process. I've got hundreds of walkthroughs showing you how to do this, how to create digital products that your audience actually wants. So we're going to create a product around a problem and solve that for your audience and create a digital product that when you launch it and you promote your digital products, they fly. They make lots of money. So we're going to create lots of content around your digital product launch, and then we're going to go live with that digital product and make some really good money. I'm going to show you how to create sales pages in under 30 minutes. We've got templates. We've got loads of things to help you with that, and how to nurture and create a community. Community is massively important. So how are you interacting with your community, how you're getting bits of information from them? Because when you're having conversations with people, they tell you things that you didn't, that they weren't going to say to anybody else. This is where you can't get that information, those one-on-one conversations in DMs, and even if you hop on calls with some of your audience and just get their opinions on stuff, they will tell you things which you can put in your products, which you can create content around. I get it all the time. People message me, could you create a video around this? I'm like, yes, of course. Amazing. That's such a good idea. Like, I would have never have thought about that. And then I go on to create that video, and that video has 2 million views, and it makes me a ton of money on my digital products. Happy days. Thank you very much to that person. Tip my hat to you. This is the type of conversations that I would have never have had if I wasn't like interacting and nurturing and creating a community around me and my audience and my channel. So now you know how to build a business in the next 30 days that will make you £1,000 or even more. If you want my help, then I have my Couch to 5K program in the description below. And if you want to speed things up and go one-on-one with me, and we can get you there even faster, you can book a call in with me and my team directly below that. We'll see you over there, and thanks for tuning in.